I really was. I was falling apart. Um, Now I look back, I know exactly what was happening. With all my years' experience now of looking into autism and understanding autism and writing about autism, etc., etc., etc. I know that what was happening was burnout for a start, but also a reaction to the total destruction of my world. My very carefully routined, planned out world that I'd done subconsciously. I didn't know I was autistic, so I certainly didn't know that I was doing it for that reason. I guess I thought that's what everyone did, that everyone had a very particular way of getting through their day, and that helped me survive for a long time, and even to an extent thrive. But then, bang, all of that gone, just totally gone. And yeah, there was no recovery possible in those circumstances because I didn't know what I was dealing with. I thought it was depression. My doctors thought it was depression. Um, but as we now know, the way that you should treat autistic burnout is not the way that you might treat depression.
Mm.
Autistic burnout doesn't necessarily require medication. It just requires rest, and recuperation and rebuilding and time to yourself. And I mean, medication might help if there are co-occurring depressions and anxieties, but if you think it's just depression and you're prescribing antidepressants and you're encouraging people to, oh, go out and challenge yourself, go and push yourself a bit harder, don't let yourself get wrapped in your head, don't just lie in bed all day, that will do you no good at all. That's not great, because actually with burnout, maybe you do need to lie in bed for a bit.
Yeah,
Maybe you don't want to push yourself to socialize.
no.
That's bad.
And if you put burnout with perhaps as you're describing, Pete, and many of our listeners will resonate, um, if you are having to pursue a private diagnosis, very often you're at a point midlife where you're perhaps having to pay for private diagnosis for your child.
Yeah.
You've perhaps come out of the workplace because you've hit burnout.
Hmm.
So you've got lots of financial barriers. So for people to then say, well, I'm sorry, but you are not a proper autistic human being if you don't have a psychologist or a psychiatrist who has said yes
Hmm.
based on what you've given me, because there's no blood test, there's no
No.
there's no testing. They're taking your experiences and fitting it into the DSM criteria.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's what I really want people to understand about that, please don't invalidate self-identified autistic people,
Mm.
um,
Yeah.
because there's so many reasons why we can't access the diagnosis. And not only that, we have autonomy and personal choice here.
Yeah. I was swayed by the pressure of the world around. And yeah, I'd want to tell myself it's okay to be authentically yourself. That's
Mm.
okay. I mean, I say that. The thing is, it's it's overall to say that, isn't it? I mean, it's okay, on my terms. But the fact is that all autistic people experience every day is that it's not okay.
Mm.
That's why we mask, because it isn't okay at a societal level, which I guess is why we're all here making podcasts, writing books, making videos, creating memes, whatever it is we're doing to try to challenge that. Because fundamentally, we all know in the society we're in, to be authentically autistic is not okay. We will get punished for it. We will get bullied for it. We will get treated very badly. And then, of course, if we successfully mask and try to survive, we're then criticized for faking it or making it up or whatever. We can't win.
Yeah. No, we can't.
We-
And then it eventually catches up with us anyway at midlife. And,
yes, yeah, and then we
you know,
collapse.
yeah,